Stardate 4-25-RIV Light of Day event. 10 minutes before HDF nuclear attack on Zalto City. Location, the Central Culture Containment Museum, Zalto City.
Tolan, please stop crying. You look terrible. Look, it's just another K. There's dozens more in the Empire. Plus, he turned you down, Miss Fa. Do you think he earns the pity?
Shamshir puts her arms around her best friend and gives her a tight squeeze. Tolan wipes her wet eyes and sniffles several times, thinking only of her lover who abandoned her at the museum. Tolan had everything planned out, from the food markets to the parade happening downtown. Another CRM military parade, but she loved watching it with Save. Her lips trembled and she sobs again, putting her head between her knees. Shamshir sighs and brings Tolan in close.
Miss Fa, you must press on. He is a Silan. No mind to be paid to. You can do better,
Shamshir assures her companion.
But I loved him. He was to be my mate.
Tolan cries out.
All K are odd creatures. It is as if they are not of the same Seolan as we are. Confused, derelict of intellect, and profanely unemotional. You must keep searching, Miss Fa. Tolan.
Shamshir shakes her shoulders a few times. It appeared nothing could have gotten her friend back to normal. Tolan holds a kebab stick laden in fresh, steaming meat cubes and mushrooms, still sniffling upon each bite. She looks to Shamshir, more tears rolling out of her eyes. I am no longer hungry, Shamshir, but I am still sad. You said this would make me no longer sad. Tolan sniffles again.
No, I said it would make you less sad. Come, let us...
Shamshir trails off, looking up at a flash of light above the city.
Oh, the cosmos delivers us a message. Look, Tolan, make a wish.
Shamshir points up. Tolan looks and raises her brow.
Shamshir, it looks to come here. Oh, will it crash in the city? Perhaps right on my head to end my sadness.
Tolan sobs again, taking a hearty bite from her kebab.
You are so dreary, Miss Fa. Oh, look! More come! I did not know we were to have a meteor shower in broad daylight. It is so beautiful.
Shamshir smiles wide. Without warning, all was light and heat and no sound, rather deafening to such a degree it muted everything else. No one had time to react as a blazing fire swept over the entire central Zaltos area, vaporizing hundreds of thousands in the blink of an eye. Shamshir was forced to look away while Tolan's eyes were burned from her sockets, but no pain was to be had. It was over in a violent flash. Buildings turned to ash and molten slag almost instantly, folding over onto themselves from the sheer heat and pressure. Not once, not twice, not even 5 or 10 times. No, 14 total nuclear warheads were detonated all over the great city of Zaltos, the cultural and ancestral home of all Seolans. Stardate 4-25-RIV Light of Day event. 10 minutes before HDF nuclear attack on Zalto City. Location, Devmarek Post. The young Jabal pulls his Gungorn along the field, tilling over the land and planting henseed all along the broken soil. A great day, but a hard-worked day. Jabal's Gungorn bellowed, looking up at the sky.
Ah, you are curious of the stars as well, my sweet one. Nothing much is out there. Just stars in the Empire. Let's take a break for now. I think I might break out some of the pickled eggs from the pantry.
Jabal pats his Gungorn on the shoulder. He guides her off the field and into a barn-like structure, taking off the equipment and stowing it away. He hugs the Gungorn again, patting her sides and rubbing her tough hide.
Good girl. You should take a break too. You've worked so hard today. Stay here. Let me get you some apples.
Jabal kisses her short snout, and she bellows again, nudging Jabal with some serious strength. He laughs, then exits the barn.
Let's see. Pickle, pickle, pickle.
Jabal parts the maglock to his underhouse cellar, flipping out a tube light to illuminate the basement. The doors automatically closed behind him, and he goes right to work finding his canned goods. He didn't have to search very long, as he was very organized. Chronologically first, alphabetically second.
Ta 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 ta. Ah! A great snacking.
Jabal plucks a large glass jar from his shelf, looking it over for any visible damage. Luckily, Jabal was experienced in these kinds of things, and nods in affirmation after his short check. He makes his way back to the cellar doors and opens them up, suddenly noticing multiple streaks of smoke leading from far beyond the cloud line. Jabal could hear the panicked cries of his Gungorn, and just as he steps out to deal with the situation, enormous balls of light pierced his eyes, completely blinding him in the short moment he looked out to Zalto City's skyline. Jabal cries out, covering his eyes and reeling backwards into the cellar, leading the doors to slam shut on him. The ground shook violently, tossing everything from their shelves and scattering tools all over Jabal. The cellar door then glowed with incredible intensity, with fire and smoke pushing through the hinges and licking at Jabal's legs. Jabal had been rendered completely blind, and he cries out, clawing at the ground to try and find a light source of some kind. Stardate 4-25-RIV Light of Day event. 10 minutes before HDF nuclear attack on Zalto City. Location: the White Monument. A pilgrim nods to a blue-robed monk. Samun smiles and greets the pilgrim and his following, touching each of their foreheads with bright cyan-colored dye.
The warrior spirit thrives in us all, my friends. Come, let us meditate on words of strength. Sister Kodai?
Samun looks at the young Chedian girl.
Yes, Kay. I will light the incense.
Kodai bows gracefully, if not a bit forcibly, then walks over to the golden incense burners.
Live with gusto, traveler, for it is the only way to live.
Samun chuckles and ushers his following to the White Monument. The pilgrims gathered their seating pillows in a misarranged circle, all facing the direction of the mythic White Monument, a massive limestone spire with the remains of another limestone half-circle floating above the center. Long overgrown with foliage and home to many different kinds of animals, the entire monument held itself above the ground by some mysterious way, floating effortlessly and silently through the ages. Seolans of all ages and types would come to the White Monument to have a revelation of their warrior spirit, as is tradition. After the Kurgan Wars, Kodai Ural retired from her Landstrider's unit following her mother's stead and became a White Monument monk, far from the city. She needed the peace, but specifically because she was looking for something inside her. Kodai mills about, waving the chained incense burner, muttering incantations and prayers in a low voice. The pilgrims had taken to their knees, bowing their heads low and feeling the grassy knoll with their sprawled fingers.
It is said the mutterings of breath can align the monument's energy with yours, and you will glimpse into your warrior spirit. Some see comprehensive and tangible things like a home or a cozy fire, while others cannot discern what they see. Tales of distant lands unknown, or heroes of timeless past giving them a vision. What do you see, traveler?
Samun kneels down and gently places his palm on the back of the pilgrim's head.
I see stars. They are falling from the sky like great pillars of light. Warmth. It is overbearing.
The pilgrim suddenly raises his head and inhales sharply, holding his breath as if he were underwater. His eyes were completely blanked out, no glowing irises, just completely white. Samun takes a step back, a worried look growing on his face.
Kodai, gather your things. We must...
Samun's attention is caught by great bursts of light off on the horizon. Kodai's ears perked up, and her eyes went wide, hearing the familiar sounds of war stirring in the distance.
Brother Samun, something has happened.
Kodai whispers. All the pilgrims stand up, observing the horizon turn bright orange with fireballs and strange mushroom-shaped clouds growing from the distant hills of Zaltos. Greetings, travelers! The Light of Day event sparked the short 4-month-long second human invasion of planet Zaltos by the Home Defense Forces some 350 years after the end of the Krygon Wars. The HDF deeply resented their first galactic loss and decided to formulate a plan to steal an entire planet via wormhole. Operation Dirtball. If you enjoy these stories, please like, subscribe, and click the bell to receive notifications for my next story. As always, safe travels on your journey, and may we see each other soon.